I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. I'm the head coach for JobSearchCoachingHQ.com. And someone wrote to me with a question that I wanted to answer. And let me just deal with the summation of the question. Why do companies have you go on so many interviews before deciding whether or not to hire you? And this person's story had them going on multiple interviews, seeing lots of different people. I think it was like 10, 11 people. And when they asked, how many more interviews do you think I'll have? The response was, it's hard to tell. You believe that? 4 separate occasions, 10 or 11 people, it's hard to tell how many more interviews you'll have. Well, the result was the person pulled themselves out of consideration because they realized that this firm was just out there shopping. But it begs the question of, why do companies have you go on so many interviews before deciding? Well, part of it is they may not be sure about what they're looking for. And I know that sounds odd because they're trying to fill a position. You think they know what they're looking for, but different constituencies may have different opinions about what's needed. So, for example, of those 10, 11 people in the last story, let's say it was a technology job, two or three may have represented the department, 2 or 3 may have represented the user community, the couple of managers, HR. Each of them has a different perspective on what's needed, and they're not clear how to assess for it. That's the second part. They're not clear how to assess for it. Another thing that happens is that different people have an idea, and this is like a corollary to the last thing. Different people have an idea that you need to know this thing, and someone else has the idea that you need to know that thing. And the result winds up being no one knows exactly how to qualify to make the decision. Another thing is they're trying to build consensus. Like the hiring manager wants the CYA, that's cover your derriere, in case you're not familiar with the term. And the result winds up being that they're looking for the 10 or 11 people to all uniformly agree that you would be the right person. And then there's bright, shiny object syndrome. Because they're not sure, they are tantalized by different bright, shiny objects and start chasing after them as though they're a cat looking at different birds. So the first thing, they start running to the first bird, they see another one running in a different direction, they run that way. And the long and the short of it is the firm doesn't know what they're doing. Now, I confess, I made a mistake many years ago recruiting for this one firm that had someone meet 21 people on 6 different occasions, and eventually called up and said, we're going to take a pass on this guy, and gave me no further information. Such incredible disrespect for talent that they would just call up and say, we're going to take a pass after meeting 21 people. So I pause for a second and say, it's always a good idea to ask a firm, to ask the recruiter what the typical interview process is like, knowing that, it may get extended. And obviously, if you do poorly, it's going to get shortened pretty dramatically. How many people you might want to have to meet with over how many occasions? What's typical? Just so you have a sense of what it's going to be like interview. If you hear about the 21 interview thing, I think you may want to take a pass on it, but that's going to be your choice. It's always good to know going into the process what is going to happen if things go well. So your expectations are managed. If you're on the 3rd interview of meeting with 7, have met with 7 people so far, this may be the final. Whatever it is, it's always good to know. But why do companies have you go through so many interviews before making a decision? They just don't know how to decide. That's the truth of it. They don't know how to decide who the right person is, and they're shopping for the best person. Bull. It's nonsense. They just don't know what they're doing. Hope you found this helpful. I'm Jeff Altman. If you're interested in my coaching, you connect with me on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/IN/the Big Game Hunter. Mention that you saw the video because I like knowing I'm helping some folks. Once connected, message that you're interested in coaching. We'll set up time for a free discovery call. Also, you can watch my content on YouTube by going to JobSearchTV.com. BingeNetworks.tv, that's available for Apple TV, Roku, Fire TV, and a whole host of other platforms. Again, JobSearchTV.com is within the BingeNetworks.tv platform. Lots of videos are going up there. Lots of videos are already there. There will be more and more and more over the course of time. Lastly, I've got the #1 podcast in Apple Podcasts about job search. More episodes than any other show by far. 1,500 plus episodes as of this recording. So I'll simply say, no BS Job Search Advice Radio. Listen to it daily because it is a 7-day-a-week show. You'll get bite-sized morsels of information that'll help you with your job search. By the way, if you're watching on YouTube, notice that little icon in the lower right-hand corner. Click there to subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, and look forward to helping you some more. Have a great day and take care.